The system is falling on my head. It was conceivable, running down the treasures of our souls. Constricted, cannot find the selfless rightful place. No happiness, no healing can take place until we realize our systems. Água de coco, caldo de vermelho. Água de coco, pra mim e pra você. Olha aí, a coco na boca. Água de coco, caldo de vermelho. Água de coco, pra mim e pra você. Água de coco, vai, água de coco. Água, ai, ai. As clean and pure as the highest pure water from the Himalaya. Just pure, clean, sweet agua, flowing down, flowing down, flowing down to Bangladesh. Feeling the palm trees, feeling the coconut. Água de coco, caldo de vermelho. Água de coco, pra mim e pra você. Olha aí, água de coco, caldo de vermelho. Água de coco, pra mim e pra você. Água de coco, vai, água de coco.
And hey, hello, everyone, and welcome to the show today. As you can see, uh, the today we are thinking and honoring the lives of iconic woman Ruth Bader Ginsburg, our Supreme Court Justice that we lost. And independent, this show is not about politics. This show is about love and connection. And I believe that as a Supreme Court Justice, love and connection were part of the focus of this amazing, incredible citizen of the United States and her story that remains in the annals of the American story. And Breonna Taylor, say her name, Breonna Taylor. Today, also sending intentions to Breonna Taylor's family, to all of my friends who are persons of color, because when certain judicial decisions get made, it really feels like there are folks out there who do not want us alive. And so today I am starting our time today thinking about this two women in our midst. Hello, everyone. Opa, tudo bem? How are you guys doing? How have you been? I start every single show the same way, one day at a time. So yeah, one day at a time. How are you doing today? Today, just today. You doing okay? Have you even thought about how you're doing? Take this time right now. Take a deep breath with me. How are we doing? Oh yeah, you can write it here on the messages. You can say hello if you're around. It is great to be back here in this forum with you that technology allows. This is the good part of technology, to bring us together. So when we can come together, it is a good thing, right? And the point is to build resiliency and get inspired, find connection. That's why I started with this time, and it's been growing and growing in a beautiful way. And I am thrilled, really, that we have some great guests here today: Josh Peters and Joshua Thompson. So these guys are awesome. They are the main musicians, behind Atlas Maior, one of the hardest working bands in Austin, Texas. Então, abraço para vocês no Brasil, abraço para todos en América Latina, en México, en Argentina, en Perú, por todos los Estados Unidos, la gente que habla español, as pessoas que falam português. Abraço para vocês, bem-vindos, bem-vindos. Always a good time to share some creativity with you. And today we're going to share the creativity of this gentleman of Atlas Maior. Once again, una banda que trabaja muchísimo, que ha viajado mucho. So these guys have traveled around the globe, fusing styles, creating their own brand of music, and pointing the way to possibilities, right? And what new sounds and new music can be like. So we're going to talk with Josh and Joshua. We got the JJ factor here today of Atlas Maior, about traveling, about musical inspirations, about wine making during quarantine. Yes, I was thinking a couple of weeks ago, I want to make my wine. Eu quero fazer vinho. I'm even thinking about starting growing some grapes. I'm not very good in the garden. I'm not a green thumb person. Mas vamos falar um pouco sobre música, sobre viagens pelo mundo, vamos falar sobre fazer vinhos durante o tempo de quarentena aqui com o pessoal do Atlas Maior. Some fun news to share that I can share with you. Yeah, let's share some good news. Yeah, let's do it. Ok, então tá bom. Então tá bom. Oh, I already see that some folks are here. You're here. Oh, thanks for being here for a second. Thank you for being here for the whole time. Really, really great to have your company. E sim, we got some news here that I want to share with you guys. Why not? So I'll start with this. Boom. We are going to be on cable TV. Look, Ma. I'm in TV. Estou na televisão. No, it's true. I am joining a community TV show hosts at the Austin Public Access Channel, Canal 16, Channel 16, el Canal 16 del Austin Public Channel. Me podrán ver el show ahí. So every Tuesday at 7 p.m., we are going to be reaching more people. It's starting this next Tuesday. So if you see any of those logos there, and if you get your stuff from any of those people, even more ways to have folks tune in and hang out with us. That's amazing. So yeah, and today, here is what we are doing today. Yes, that's what we're doing. We got Atlas Maior. We got these handsome fellas there that we're going to have a great time with shortly. And next week, on Tuesday, at 7, la terça-feira, el martes a las 7 de la noche, este próximo martes estaremos juntos. We will be together, not only here on Facebook and YouTube, like you guys are checking in right now. Big hugs. I see there are folks here right now. If you're tuning into this, hey, let me send some love to you. And next week we will be with Julie Slim. Julie is a Lebanese-American jazz singer. She has a fabulous voice. She is just a great a humanitarian and a great individual and a superb singer. We are going to be talking not only about music next Tuesday, but we're going to talk about Lebanon and our solidarity and how things are happening, what's going on, lo que está pasando en el Líbano en este momento. So what's happening in Lebanon right now? We're going to be talking with Julie about this and about her music and her immigrant story. So I love to have these stories. It bring us together, right? So that's happening. That's amazing. Woohoo! So yeah, all of this stuff happening. I got a show. We're going to have some great people. That's so cool. All right, so let's do this. Let's listen to some music. Vamos escuchar algo de música. Let's listen to some music right now. Last week, I was so happy to perform at the Sims, at the HAM. I love Sims Foundation as well. I was so happy to perform at HAM Day, the Health Alliance for Austin Musicians. We raised a lot of money in order to keep having a way for Austin musicians to have healthcare, which is so important in our country, in where healthcare is broken in the United States, unfortunately, right? So thank you, HAM. Muchas gracias a la organización HAM, Health Alliance for Austin Musicians. I put some performances for them, and I would like to share one of those songs with you. This one is called Tree of Love, El Árbol del Amor. Impossibilities don't concern me. I know my purpose and its manifestation. I've had a dream, now it's real. There is pain because there is desire for growth. Faith
faith, hope, and love. Manifestation. Feel you shining through the timing of the tides. Feel you shining, baby. Feel you shining through the timing of the tides. Feel you shining, baby. I feel you shining through the timing of the tide. I feel you shining, baby. I feel you shining through the timing of the tides. Feel you shining, baby. Starlight bangs as it passes near the sun in my aura. See the aura of an angel. Life is unending, no time for pretending, no. Manifestação sensacional, ou sem igual. Manifestation. I feel you shining through the timing of the tides. I feel you shining, baby. I feel you shining through the timing of the tides. I feel you shining, baby. Feel you shining through the timing of the tides. I feel you shining, baby. Feel you shining through the timing of the tides. Feel you shining, baby. When all you have left is music, come shake this tree of love. When all you have left is music, come shake this tree of love. All you have left is music. All you have left is music, come shake this tree of love. Extraordinary, not to the contrary. Amigo, impossibilities don't concern me. I know my purpose is manifestation. I've had a dream, now it's real. There is pain because there is desire for growth, faith and hope. Manifestation. Feel you shining through the timing of the tides. Feel you shining, baby. I feel you shining through the timing of the tides. I feel you shining, baby. I feel you shining through the timing of the tides. I feel you shining, babe. I feel you shining through the timing of the tides. I feel you shining, baby. All you have left is music. Come shake this tree of love. When all you have left is music, come shake this tree of love. When all you have left is music, come shake this tree of love. Tudo que está na música, no centro da canção. Tudo que está na música, no coração. Tudo que está na música, no centro da canção. Tudo que está na música, no coração.
Epa! Obrigado! That was the Tree of Love. El Árbol del Amor, The Tree of Love, a song I wrote back in 2012. Coincidentally, let me turn the camera down a little bit. There you go. I can see you better here. Coincidentally, I actually have here close to me the album that this song was originally released with the full band. This was a band that I, with beautiful friends, we jump-started back in 2011, 2012. Sons of Orpheus. We had a lot of fun with this band, and I will be re-releasing the songs that we had. I will be re-releasing this album very soon so that folks can get this online as well, because I believe 2012 was another paradigm on releasing music, believe it or not. We still had things called CDs. But yeah, so that's Tree of Love, and there's a lot of significance on these symbols. The cover. I actually made this cover. The seven spheres symbolize harmony. That's the universal symbol for harmony. The seven spheres stacked in that way, and under each sphere there is a significance to each of those symbols. Some of them I made myself. Some of them I borrowed from the collective human conscious, right? And the name of this record is Amoris Orbita, the Orbit of Love by Sons of Orpheus. Yeah, it was a great experience to have that band. Oi, tudo bem? Hello, if you just showed up. Thank you for being here for a second, for a minute, for the whole hour. Muchas gracias por estarem aqui, por um momento, por toda a hora. Um abraço. Beijo para as pessoas que estão no Brasil, por toda a Latinoamérica. Even folks I got a message from Europe last week. So if você está na Europa, you should go to bed, right? Because it's almost 2 a.m. in Europe. So you're an insomniac, huh? Você está com insônia. And to anybody that may be watching in Angola, I have many folks that follow my Frederico7 page from Angola. Great to be able to share. Que maravilha, what a wonderful thing that we are alive and can share music across the world. And that is very much the topic of this show in general. International music or creatives, just, doesn't have to be international. We are all international, all of us, right? All music is world music. Every song is a world music song. And hanging out with Atlas Maior today, even their name, makes me think of the Atlas of the greater globe. So it goes right with it. So wherever you happen to be, and donde ustedes estén curtindo a bit of songs and music stories, you are very welcome here. A reminder, today I am thinking of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I am thinking of all the iconic women in our lives and remembering her service. She didn't get to retire cozily, but I am thinking and sharing the memory of a very good citizen of the United States who was the High Justice of the Supreme Court that passed away this week. Thank you, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And today, en el día de hoy, today I am also thinking about Breonna Taylor. Do say her name. Say her name. Write her name here in the comments if you want to. Breonna Taylor. She was murdered in her own home by police in the United States. Regardless of politics, those are the facts. She was murdered inside her home in the United States of America. So this is not political, these are just the facts. So I am thinking today of Breonna Taylor and of her family in respect and in memoriam. And my heart is aching alongside the hearts of people of color throughout the world that have suffered discrimination, and especially Black bodies, Black people that understand that when certain things happen like today, when the murderers of Breonna Taylor walk away with a slap in the wrist, it certainly feels threatening, our existence just feels threatened. So we are thinking today of this iconic woman, and yeah, I couldn't do the show, of course, without authenticity and really, addressing things, because that is the world we are living in. This show is about bringing connection, esse momento com vocês, então eu quero realmente conectar com todos, one day at a time, right? We are just floating in this space craft called Earth, and I believe that resiliency is something that we should be working on in general, and kindness, it's something that we are lacking in general, so I am focusing on these things today and being kind to myself, being kind to others around me, and also figuring out how I can build resiliency in my life. And one of the ways that I figured out how to build resiliency in my life is to check in with my friends and have great conversations with them and be inspired by my friends. So, amigos, that is why I have today. Can I call this in the studio? Yes. As I have all these people working for me, right? All these Fredericos. Hey, Frederico, get the graphics going. Yo, Frederico, can you get me a glass of wine, please? Yeah, I'm gonna need a glass of wine to talk to my guests. Thank you, Frederico. Frederico, cue the music. Woo! But yes, I do have my glass of wine because I want to just enjoy myself while I talk to my friends, Josh and Joshua, see what inspires them. And we're going to be talking a little bit about wine. And vamos hablar poquito de vino también. And we are going to talk about wine. We're going to talk about music. So that is going to be fantastic. If you just showed up, you showed up in the right moment, because our guests are about to come in the screen. I'm announcing today, I'm feeling all vain, because next week, on Tuesday, we are going to be on TV. Así es. It's great just to be able to reach more folks with international music, with connection, and we're going to keep highlighting all of these amazing creatives and highlighting some of Austin music to the world on the Austin Public Access channel. And if you see any of those logos on the screen, if you have a Roku stick or if you have whatever it is, YouTube, whatever it is, there you go. You're definitely going to be able to catch the show. And more people that we don't know, right? I hope that there are some seniors that are going to turn them on to our music and all kinds of people out there. So starting next week, yeah, Mom, I'm a talk show host. Are you guys ready? Joshua, Josh, you guys ready? Let's bring Atlas Maior to talk to us. So here we go. Let's get these guys here in the studio. Hey, how is it going?
Hey. Good, Freddy. How are you, man?
Hey guys, I'm doing fantastic. There we go. This is better. There you go.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm doing fantastic, guys. I mean, of course, now that I'm talking to you, I feel fantastic. But every day is a mix of is a wild ride of emotions. I start in the morning one day and then another way. So with that, I always ask folks, how are you doing today? So Josh, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been kind of an up and down day. I went for a really nice hike, and that was really beautiful. But on the way back from the hike, I was listening to the radio, and I heard about the verdict in the case with the police that killed Breonna Taylor, that they had been let off with no convictions, and that really took my mood downhill pretty fast to hear about that. And just the ongoing with the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the Trump trying to fill this Supreme Court seat with somebody really conservative, and so that stuff kind of brought me down. But I also had a really nice high point in the day before that, and now I'm here with y'all, and it feels good, and I'm happy to be talking with with some friends here tonight. It's nice.
Yeah, man. No, I 100% feel you on that. You described that roller coaster of emotions that we go through. And I'm happy to be here right now with you, Josh.
Yeah.
And you, Joshua, what's up, man? How are you doing? How was your day today? Or how is your
Uh,
day today?
yeah, it's going okay. I mean, I feel similarly, as how you gentlemen have, you, Fredgy, being a part of your show before and watching your show and talking with you as my friend, and Josh Peters as I know him. I think, a lot of us are trying to make sense of our world on a daily basis, and there's a lot of highs and lows, and I feel like you start to anticipate potentially another low or another high or whatever it may be. So I think my mantra is like equilibrium or something like that. At times, trying to like establish that that sense of peace and calmness, and going to sleep and setting your intentions for the next day, I think is important.
And just sleeping too.
Oh,
And sleeping is
Ooh.
good. It's good. Yeah, it's a good thing.
And I love that you mentioned that, and like equilibrium, and yeah, sleep is part of it, and self-care. And briefly, I'm going to just summarize in Portuguese para os amigos do Brasil. We always have people from Brazil that they tune in sometimes the next day or sometimes live. Então, aqui estamos e perguntando para eles, né, como estão hoje. And Josh estava falando um pouco sobre a natureza, mas também das coisas políticas dos Estados Unidos, e Joshua falando um pouco sobre a meditação no equilíbrio, so meditation on equilibrium, no? Because as we go to our days. Então, um abraço a todos no Brasil, um abraço a todos em México, e aqui vamos. Guys, I know you, of course, but tell me a little bit about how did you guys ended up in Austin, and then how did you guys meet? Let's start there.
Yeah, so I moved to Austin the first time in 2005, and then I returned a while back in February 2008. So I've been here a long time. Atlas Maior started informally in the summer of 2009 and kind of formulated later. I want to say our first recording session was very early 2011. So that, we've been around a long time. There's been a lot of reincarnations of the band. We've explored a lot of different music. We've learned a lot of different types of music, with the primary focus being composing original music. Josh Peters joined the band, I believe, in very late 2017.
I think that's right. Yeah.
So we're in a new chapter of the band, and it's been awesome. It's been a really great experience since Josh has joined, and he's taken on a lot of responsibilities and a lot of trailblazing efforts in the realm of progressive jazz with infused international tendencies.
Oh, you have to be adventurous, Josh. So how did you get in Austin? Are you an Austinite, or did you come here later? Talk to us a little bit.
Well, I'm a Texan, but I'm not an Austinite. I grew up south of here, way out in the country, and then the closest town was Hondo. If anybody knows where that is, it's kind of there's a couple towns. You know where it is, yeah.
For all the Honda connoisseurs, you gotta comment here if you happen to see this video now or later. You make yourself known.
Yeah. But yeah, I grew up there, and then went to school up near Dallas, Denton, for music, and then
great music school.
Good music school. I could say multiple things, good and bad, about that school, but
Oh, and
But
let me rephrase. I have played and enjoyed playing with many human beings that got their degrees from. So yeah, I have met over the years many great guys, you know, like yourself that have been in Denton for part of their story.
Yeah, it's definitely you know, I know a lot of great musicians who were there at the time. And after that, I went to Portland, Oregon for a few years, and then family kind of brought me back down to the Austin area, and I've been here since. And that was, I think I got back here 2013. Yeah, seems right.
I think we met in like maybe 20. We think we started playing together in like 2015. I want to say.
Yeah, I think so. I think because I was here for a year or so, and just trying to like kind of start getting into the scene a little bit and seeing what was going on, and then I found out about the UT. I was already studying Middle Eastern music, but I found out about the UT Middle Eastern Ensemble through a former North Texas student that I was there with at the time, who is now here, and she was playing in the ensemble, and she told me, "Oh yeah, you can just come and play with this group," and I was like, "Cool." And I think I met another friend of ours, Seti Andoni, who's another great oud player, through that group, and then Josh Thompson and I started playing together with Seti in their kind of group called Indimage that is still around in a kind of a different configuration now.
Now I familiar with Indimage, I love their music very much.
Yeah.
And para os amigos brasileiros, eu perguntei para o Josh pouquinho de quando começou o Atlas Maior. Começou em 2011, em 2011. E tiveram várias encarnações da banda e desde 2017, no final de 2017, Josh entrou na banda e agora tem uma nova reconfiguração. Joshua, as I know, Joshua vem de Detroit, não, Josh? You come from Detroit through Austin. E Josh vem do sul do Texas e agora está em Austin. Guys, talk to me about how does it work for you to be in the heart of Texas, no coração do Texas, and to be playing Middle Eastern jazz-infused music? I mean, how does that work? Yeah.
Well, there's a long history of this music here, sort of. I mean, Middle Eastern music, at least. There's been a Middle Eastern population here for a long time, and there's been people doing the music. Very famous Egyptian, Upper Egypt, Nubia, Hamza Adin, oud player, was at UT for a long time.
In the 70s, about a decade, I believe.
Yeah.
So he planted many. I mean, nothing happens in a vacuum. I'm sure there were folks, and then he came in, and then he, I'm sure, planted some seeds for that. That's amazing. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. And there's been a whole, there's always been, at least since the 70s, there's been some kind of Middle Eastern music happening here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, beyond that, it's Texas. Texas is Texas, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, we've been received fairly well throughout Texas, and it's actually been surprising. The places that you don't think you would be well received at sometimes do go pleasantly in your favor. Sometimes we'll play, and then people will have no idea what they're hearing, and they don't care.
And it's great.
Right, but we also are a couple of white dudes playing, so I'm sure that probably helps maybe bridge the gap in some communities. Maybe if we look different, maybe it wouldn't go over as well. So that's something to think about. But I think in general, Texas, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, big Middle Eastern population. But also, we don't necessarily really fit into that community all the time either.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we're playing in a more traditional context, which we do sometimes in other configurations. But with the music that Atlas Maior plays, we're typically not we're not going to play a gig at a mosque or something, for example.
Yeah, it's definitely fusion. It's fusion music for sure. Like it's we're drawing from not just Arabic music or Turkish music or jazz or Brazilian music or Cuban music, or we're drawing from all of our experiences and all the amazing people we've played with and learned from. And so it's kind of a hard music to categorize, but I think generally it just kind of gets lumped into jazz.
I can imagine. I was as you guys were talking, I kept thinking, and some of those experiences, like, do you guys? Is there a one gig, one show that maybe comes out in your mind that it was like, wow, look at us, look at the power of music to unite people, like, do you have a Texas show that you look back like, wow, I was not expecting to find this deeper connection, especially with what people think about Texas, right?
Mm.
Do you have one story or one show that maybe stands out that illustrates that power of music?
I have a story. It's a quick story. It was before Josh Peters was in the band, and it was the first time that I went to Turkey, and Atlas Maior toured in Turkey. I've since been a couple times and have rolled solo playing shows. But anyways, we had this show at this conservative Muslim private school, and Fatah University. I believe they're no longer around with the current political climate, though, of what's happening, which is very fascinating to me that this place does not exist. But anyways, this place is known for Ottoman music. And Ottoman music is a tradition that is very specific. It has a very long history and has very specific rules, musical rules, and a form that specific forms that they follow. So we were actually there studying Ottoman music, but also there was a component of the time that we were there to perform our music for the students. And I think we had like a 45-minute set. And we're playing, and we didn't know if they were digging the music, and the professors were kind of looking at us like we were crazy, but the students were like really into it, and they were dancing and they were clapping. And like the thing about like Turkey and about Istanbul is like, we have rhythms that we use in our music that are in 7 and in 9 and 11, and now we're working on some really crazy so we're working on some stuff in 17 right now, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But these are forms that are not necessarily familiar to rhythmic forms that are familiar to Western ears. But people there can dance in 7 and 9, and they can sing in 7 and 9, and they just don't even think about it. So it was really amazing.
Wow. It's terrific to hear these stories, é muito legal. Eu perguntei para eles histórias, porque a música que eles tocam, eles estão tocando no Texas, eles estão tocando na Turquia, e como as pessoas recebem eles. E o Joshua me contou uma história muito interessante de quando eles tocaram na Turquia, e os professores fizeram cara feia, mas os alunos estavam muito, muito contentes com a música. So this possibility of music to translate, to go beyond borders, this possibility, ignore completely and bring us together. And you did mention, yes, you are white guys playing this music, and you're going to different spaces, and it's great to know, that you were bringing that that with your music, you're bringing that resiliency and that unity, just through doing what you're doing. I want to take a second just to say hi, Aaron. Hi, Aaron, saying hello here, and any folks that are out there, if you want to say hello to Joshua, you can definitely get your comments in there, and if you have a question for these guys, you can definitely place your question here. We'll be happy to say hi to you. And I want to talk. I want to bring this idea that I'm getting from what I'm hearing from you guys. This idea of being in music for that long and resiliency in music. So how you guys have been doing this for a while, and I see Atlas Maior as a band that is always active. You guys are playing many shows, or if you're not playing many shows, it's because you are in the studio. If you're not in the studio playing many shows, it's because you're strategizing the next record or traveling to get inspiration. But I see a commitment that you guys have to the process and a commitment to music in general. You are not here to be famous, and I mean that would be great, but you're committed to the process, and if part of the process is fame, that's fine. But so talk to me a little bit. What role does resiliency plays in your process? How do you build resiliency as a musician? How do you keep going, basically? Especially in 2020, right? There's so many challenges. So where are you guys finding resiliency to keep making music for us?
Peters?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it, for me at least, is really finding things that are grounding, finding things that help you just remember to feel human and breathe and sleep and making good food and going out in nature and meditating and things that bring you some sense of peace and some sense of groundedness. These things that bring us back to ourselves and bring us back to the earth and bring us back to just our basic humanness. And that also, that's, I'm talking about things I'm doing by myself, but also like this, talking with people and having conversations. And I know I get very inspired by conversations often with my friends who are musicians or non-musicians or whoever. If it's a stimulating conversation, then that can fuel me to want to go home and practice or go home and write, or I'll have some idea about, we need to do this thing or that thing. And that's kind of one side of it. I think that's kind of you need some kind of stimulation to keep the inspiration going, whether it's listening to records or talking to people or going out in nature. And I think you also need those kind of grounding practices and, herbal medicine and good tea and good food and meditation and these things that keep you sane, in these times. And all the time. I mean, this has been a pretty bad year, to be honest, with just all the political stuff and the pandemic. And as musicians, this has been a particularly bad year, but it's also, every year is kind of hard when you're a musician. It's
right.
It's not easy, and you have to keep yourself all of these things all the time, to just stay in it and stay optimistic and not get drugged down by the difficulty of this career.
Yeah, I think if anything, being a musician in a lot of ways has, for myself, prepared me for some of the psychological strain of this type of a thing. I never would have imagined that we couldn't actually play live. It's pretty amazing when you think I never thought that would happen. But I think a lot of the struggling and a lot of years of pushing through ups and downs. It's not like we haven't dealt with rough times before.
Yeah.
I mean, this in particular is awful because we literally can't play out, so our livelihood is axed. But musicians are not exactly, I mean, at the same time, we've been crafty and thrifty and have a lot of grit on a day-to-day basis anyway. So we have those type of survival skills to a certain degree, But I think resiliency is really key, Reggie. And I think what we've tried to do, and I think you could maybe attest to this as well, is dialogue within our community. Reggie, you and I talk. Josh Peters and I talk, and we talk weekly with Stefan Del Bosque. We reach out to our bassists in the group that have played with us and that continue to be active on our team. Aaron Parks, another one of our drummers. We're staying in contact with our people. And we try to really, I really take it upon myself to reach out to everybody and say, hey, how are you today? How are you this week? What can I do to make things better for you? And also at the same time, share with your bandmates, your own vulnerability. And that expands a lot of group trust. Because, we talked about this the other night. We had
we had a good...
We actually had a pretty rough week with some of the stuff we were trying to do, these recordings and things that we were trying to do. And they didn't go so well, but it was okay because we learned a lot. Yeah. And it's part of a larger tapestry and a larger process. So it's all positive. It's about how you want to think about it, So, and relatively to the way what we have been doing, it was a very small thing when I really, stopped and take a look back on what didn't go right last week. Yeah. So I think perspective is key. Being patient with yourself, and not realizing you're not going to be at your best all the time. And realizing, that's just okay. Not every day are you going to feel great. Not every day are you going to think that you're going to sound great. Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, it's just part of the process, and that's what adds another dimension and character to the energy that you put into your work.
That is really reassuring to hear as a fellow colleague and musician, in the things that both of you guys mentioned. Os amigos do Brasil, eu perguntei para eles como que conseguimos encontrar força na música e algumas coisas pessoais. O Josh falou em meditação, em comida, comer bem, em concentração, em conversar com as pessoas e os amigos. And Joshua, you were just reminding us, você está nos dando a lembrança de que cada dia no seu momento, I love that you said, if you, maybe today you're not gonna sound great because, hey, the world is burning up, and it's okay. It's maybe tomorrow you nail that solo or that song tomorrow, but if it's not happening today, take a deep breath. Even in this show, as you were talking, Joshua, I am live. We are live. Hey, hello, everybody out there. We are live here. Everything can go wrong if you just watch exactly. If you just hang out long enough, there will be, I can assure you, there will be a technical mistake for sure. But, keeping going, right? Keeping going with that process. Josh, a couple of weeks ago, as we are in this quarantine and navigating the world and looking around my world, I was thinking, I will probably be here, in this quarantine for the rest of the year in one way, shape, or another. Yeah. So I started to do some fun things around the house, and then assign myself for projects, and then it came upon me, wow, can I make wine in my house? Is that possible? Like, can regular people just try to make wine? And I posed that question on Facebook. I was like, oh, do I have friends out there? And actually, if anybody's watching, if you ever made wine or if you want to make wine sometime, please comment and please get into the conversation. I will definitely share with you. But then but then Joshua was like, "Hey, man, you got to talk to Josh Peters about winemaking, because so here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I have never done anything like that, and
Neither have I.
and have you tried to make wine, Josh? What's your experience?
Yeah, I've made a lot of different alcohol ferments.
He's making a lot of
Ooh.
booze.
I've
a
made
lot
all
of
kinds
booze.
of
He's got the booze hookup over here.
yeah, I've done beer, I've done sake, I've done baijiu,
Oh my God!
I did finally do a grape wine just last month or so, because I found some grapes in the woods, just wild grapes. And so I made some wine with that. But yeah, once you get into it and you start to understand, the yeasts and the bacteria and the little magical helpers that help you make these kinds of things, you can really your opportunities to make alcohol expand exponentially.
That is great. Did you have to make some investment and some gear to do the fermentation, or did you DIY? How did that process work? Did you put a little bit of investment to have your setup, or did you get things from friends, or yeah?
I am of a mind that, people have been making beer and wine since the beginning of humanity. So I don't need to buy a bunch of shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to use what I have and make it. And I don't, it depends on how like scientific you want to get with it. Some people love all the math and they want to know exactly how much alcohol is in it, and they want to do all the numbers and do everything just so, and they want to get a particular type of yeast and they want to have it taste just, they want to make like, oh, I want to make this particular style of beer from this one town in Germany and I want it to taste just like that. That's not the kind of brewer that I am. Like, I allow the wild yeast in the air and nature to just like do what it's going to do. And hopefully I get something good. And usually I do.
Nice.
And yeah, so for me, it's been a very low cost kind of thing. And I have invested in a few things. Like I have a few little gadgets and things that I've bought, but it's nothing expensive. So it's been pretty nice. The thing I really like to do that I've been doing a lot is the Chinese style of making grain ferments. So usually rice wine or millet wine or barley wine, these kinds of that are then distilled into baijiu or other liquors.
That's good.
And it's very similar to sake, but it's
Interesting.
but in certain ways it's easier because you can do it in warmer. The yeasts are like happier in warmer temperatures. Sake likes really cold.
I see it. And yeah, we are in Texas, so.
And we're in Texas. So this is a lot of what I've been doing and experimenting with, and it's been really fun. And I actually have 3 different stages of it happening right now that I wanted to show you.
Oh, wow,
Since
that is
I
so
knew
exciting.
we were
Let's
gonna
check
talk
it
about it.
out.
So magical
And
helpers.
oh yeah, hi Jacqueline. Hello, Jackie. So Jackie's a long time, just a musical fan, a musical advocate, and musician too. I have seen you play some jarana, I believe. So hi, thanks for tuning in. And do you know Magical Helpers? Maybe that's a place for me to check out. I will check out the Magical Helpers. I will.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the finished product, right? This is what
looks
I'm
beautiful.
drinking. And it's been put through some different processes to get to this color.
Nice. Cheers.
And it's also been cheers. It's also been diluted a bit because it comes out pretty strong. And so the beginning of the process, essentially, you can use any grain you want, which technically makes this a beer. It's, people call it a wine because it's pretty strong, but it's technically a beer because you're using grains. So this is the beginning of the process. So you've got those are
Wow.
little cooked barley pearls.
So nice.
And you can see there's just paper on top so it can breathe.
Yeah.
And what happens is you cook those grains and then you use these dried rice. It's rice and yeast and bacteria all mixed together, dried up. And then you crumble that into your cooked grains once they're cool. You mix that all up and then you stick it in something to ferment.
Nice.
And then so this hangs out for at least a week. And in that time, this whole thing, so there's 3 different microorganisms interacting here. So the one is a type of mold, and the mold converts the starch in these grains into sugar. So it eats parts of the grain, and in the process, it converts that starch into sugar. Then there are also lactobacillus bacteria in here, which eat up sugar and make lactic acid. And there's also yeast, and the yeast eats up the sugars and makes alcohol and carbon dioxide. So there's all 3 of these little bugs are in here.
Yeah,
doing
the
their
ecosystem's there. They're doing their thing. They're getting sugars and alcohol bubbling up.
Yeah, and so basically within about a week, this will totally liquefy. So right now it's solid grains of barley that I've packed in here. And in about a week, you'll still see the individual grains, but it'll fill up with this almost like upwards of 20% alcohol liquid. Amazing. And then, so you then strain it, you put it in a big like cheesecloth or like some kind of nut milk bag or whatever you've got to strain it out, and you squeeze all that juice out of the grains. And you put it in a secondary fermenter. So this is that. And you can see it's real milky looking. It's very cloudy.
Wow.
And so that goes in here with an airlock, and that keeps anything new from getting in. So you're working with the biome, the little tiny microbiome you've got in here, and you let that keep going basically until it stops.
That is fascinating. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then when it stops, you've all of that cloudy stuff will have settled down to the bottom, and you'll have kind of an opaque yellowish wine. And then if you want it to look like this, you can use charcoal or bentonite clay, and that will pull all of the proteins out that are still hanging in the liquid. And then you siphon that off, and you get this clarified wine.
Yes, that's it looks gorgeous. And how does it taste? Would you say is it a little bitter? Is it for that batch? What's the result for you for that batch?
This one is really good. It's strong. It's I had to dilute it a little bit. When I did the final siphoning and filtering everything off, I tasted it and I was like, so you got to put a little water in there. And the flavor ended up, it's kind of fruity, it's got a little hint of sourness to it. It's got some kind of floral smells coming off of it. And it's a little minerally. It's got kind of a minerally taste on the back end too. So it's very nice. It's kind of like, it's very close to like a strong sake that you would have cold, but it's nice. It's a little funkier. It's got some other flavors. It's got some fruitier flavors in there.
We like the funk. The funk.
Yes, we do.
You gotta get the funk in there, baby.
Oh yes, yeah. It's great, just a reminder for, like, hey, there's simple processes that once you let nature do its thing,
Yeah.
and of course
And
you are seeing the levels, and there are information out there, but it's just
yeah,
great just to go at it, and
yeah,
and you're getting a lot out of it. I cannot wait to start myself, to do an
yeah,
experiment, and then have you back here, when
yeah.
I
We
do
can
my
show it off.
wine and I do a batch. Hopefully by then I will be able to send you guys, or if quarantine's over, we'll be together. But
Yeah, we can
yeah,
have
so
a
it may
trade.
be, yeah, exactly. We could trade, exactly. No, this
Yeah,
is part of the fun, and I can imagine that our ancestors were doing that, sharing with each other. Hey, this is
yeah,
my batch compared to your batch, and then yes, someone in the neighborhood had the best wine, and whoa,
yeah,
all
It's a
of a
party.
sudden
Yeah.
it's a
yeah,
party, right?
yeah,
That is awesome, and I wanted to see, is this your website or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
atlasmaior.com.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yes, I wanted to just have it on the screen just so folks can get a reference that, we are, if you just arrived right now, we are talking to Josh Peters and Joshua Thompson, of the band Atlas Maior. Hardworking guys, uber talented musicians, fusing all styles of music, a lot of Middle Eastern music with a jazz sensibility, and doing it from the heart of Texas. Abraço a todos no Brasil, abraço a todos em México, Latinoamérica, wherever you happen to be, however you stumble here. If you know us here from Austin and you hadn't seen our faces for a second, say hello, share this video if you want to. Exacto. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
and if you have, I am just going to say, if you like music and you like making wine, or interested in making wine, you should check out Atlas Maior. You should check out their website, and in there they can find a way to send you an email if you want to say something to Josh. If you have any questions, I'm signing up Josh to answer Atlas Maior fans booze making questions.
Yeah.
Right?
I approve this
Very good.
message. Yes.
I approve this message.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, guys. So let's do something that I like to do when I have my friends here. I will just show you an image, and you tell me what comes to your mind when you see this image, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So it's image roulette. Here we go. This is going to be a image. So what is happening there? Tell us, what's up here?
That was the last night of, that was the last night of our time performing together in Europe last year with
Yeah.
Elif Bergaz. She is an incredible pianist.
You
And
mean
vocalist,
musicians used to travel? Musicians used to travel and do something called tours?
Yeah, it's quite novel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the last night of that run, and that was a beautiful night.
Yeah.
In Barceloneta in Barcelona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's amazing.
interestingly enough, I'm wearing the same shirt right now as I am in that photo.
That's great. It's a great shirt. I love, you guys are both wearing white and black there. You guys are
Yeah.
looking classy. Let's see this next image here. All right, what's happening there, guys?
Peters, you answer this one.
Oh, this is I wonder where were we on this?
I know
Well,
where that is.
we're somewhere with Ali.
We were coming back from the bar after like a rehearsal.
Yeah. We must have been at Crown and Anchor.
Didn't we like all pile up into the back of a pickup
Yes.
or a smart
No, it was
smart car?
Jackie's smart car. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the night. Yeah. Yeah. So we packed like what, like 8 people into this smart car or
It
something.
was obscene. Yeah.
That is amazing. And we'll talk more about Ali. If you just joined in, we're gonna, we'll have a chance to know more about it. Whoa. Okay. So there's some oud action here.
Yeah.
That is our dear friend and colleague Alan Shihab, and that is in Sitges,
Sitges,
Spain. This is very close to where my dad lives in my dad's town, and there is a venue there called Sitges Royal Rooms that is run by an enchanting Lebanese gay couple, and they have been treating Atlas Maior very well for God. I've been playing there since like 2015 or something. Sadi and I played there.
Yeah.
We played there with Sadi. He was in Spain. We had 3 ouds at one time.
That was great.
There last year, and I think this was the rehearsal.
Yeah.
For maybe that night.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I love those moments when you're traveling and you're meeting different people, and all of a sudden you have lifelong friends, like you're saying, this Lebanese couple that have a place there. And yes, whenever if I go around that area, I'm gonna get you the information. Maybe they'll have a Brazilian singer.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Hey, brother, if you ever go to Barcelona, man, yeah, I mean, I'll hook you up.
Oh, that's beautiful. Guys, look at this picture.
Yeah.
That's at Stay Gold.
Is that at Stay Gold? Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope that they're going to be around,
Yes, if you are watching this, the live music capital of the world, Austin, Texas, is under. If you're not from Austin, if you're from Austin, you know this. But if you're not from Austin, yes, it's under threat, right? Many places in our town, people trying to figure out how to pay rent for their business. And when you come into the music business, either as a musician or a club owner, you are going into an adventure. And we definitely have many clubs in our town that have been very nice to us. Stay Gold is one of them, as many others, right? I just played at a pop-up event for the staff of Half Step yesterday. So people are trying to help each other, and yes, but it's because we had such lovely moments, and we co-created these experiences. Now you guys and us as musicians and creatives, we truly try to tune ourselves to the soul of the city, right? So it's a beautiful thing. All right, you guys are in the beach having a good time. Tell me about this fun moment here.
Yeah, this was when was that? Was that May last year?
Last May, yeah.
Yeah, it was last May.
2019.
This is with our good pals of KevBev, and we did a joint tour with them. We did an Atlas Maior KevBev tour of the Northeast, and did some breweries, and we had a really great gig in New York. Two really nice gigs in New York on that tour.
Nice.
This was in Delaware.
Ooh,
My first time in Delaware. It was beautiful.
it looks very
Rehoboth
beautiful.
Beach, yeah.
Rehoboth Beach, yeah. And we went
Rehoboth
to
Beach.
we played at the Dogfish Head Brewery and had some very fine beers there.
We had some outstanding beers that night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I imagine the water is very, very, very cold.
It was quite cold.
It was cold.
Quite nippy, but we did some amazing
got in
yoga.
it. Yeah.
We did some great group yoga, and it was just you get out of the car, and you've been traveling in the car for so long, and you get out and you connect on the beach and do we circled up and did this stretching, and it was great.
Yeah.
I think we need to find a way to keep doing that.
Exactly. Now, right now is a good time to do it in our homes, and then later when we get back into it, when we are touring, is always a great thing to keep in shape. Look at you! You look like a postcard for come to Austin. Now, there is an Italian romantic that will serenade you. You can start your gondola service.
This was a crazy. This was such a weird, crazy gig, and it was hot.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was August of last year,
Yeah.
August.
So this is in Austin, right? I'm not. I did. Yeah.
Yeah, this
It,
was in Austin. This was on a little. This was the Latino Moonlight Serenade.
oh yes.
We were on this little barge, this little tiny barge, uh, and it wasn't really moonlight; it was sunlight. It was the Sunlight Serenade. But it
Oh
was
yes.
yeah, it was fun. And it was hot.
No, that's very Austin. Para as pessoas que não são de Austin, que estão nos vendo, um abraço a todos que nos vêm de Latinoamérica, em Brasil, or whatever you are in the world. If you cannot sleep and you are in Europe right now, God bless your soul. Go to bed. But this is something very Austin, es muy Austin esos eventos que son un poquito raros con música, no raros pero diferentes. So we have a lot of, we are missing a lot of the soul of our city because one of the things that defines us is, and it's, for those that may come visit our city in the future, one of the things that defines us is to have music in different places that sometimes you don't even expect to have music, like at a grocery store or at a gas station. You will find a stage and so forth, right? And this is a very Austin picture to me. And this is the last one that I wanted to show you guys. Talk to me a little bit about this image.
This is basically the old guard, the old Atlas Maior guard with the new crew. So
it's a meeting of the two worlds.
yeah. And that was a beautiful night. I believe that was the week of last year's album release of Riptide, that we released record Riptide album last year.
It's a great album. I recommend it.
And this was thank you. And this was leading up to the Stay Gold album release show. And we had a gig that we wheeled everybody in on to kind of get like some more reps to do this collaborative thing. Right.
Yeah.
So this was at
Whistler.
Right? This was at Whistler's, one of our residencies, who have treated us very well over the past 4 years. And so that was a great night. Yeah.
Yeah. That is all the smiles there, you can definitely see, and that is the power of community and music and coming together. You guys made a lot of people feel great that night, and you guys felt great, and that's what we're doing here. That's why I even started to come weekly as much as I can live, like with you guys, and do this just to build the that joy that you're seeing there in times that we cannot be together. Guys, I do want to talk a little bit about music now. Of course, we have been talking about music, but we've been talking about traveling and being a musician during resilient when we need resiliency. And we talked a little bit about being a global citizen in the heart of Texas. And and that all comes when we hear your sounds. We just get another level of what you guys are all about. So there is this beautiful artwork here. There is talk to us about Nazuk. Talk to us about Ali Pervez Mehdi, and very soon we'll hear a little bit of music as well. So stick around. We're gonna hear a little bit. But tell us the story about this release. How did it come together, and so forth?
Yeah. So we were talking earlier, Fredji, about Atlas Maior, what we do as a band, how we look and sound, and how people perceive us all over the world. So when we're doing collaborations with individuals from other cultures, it's very important for us to be culturally sensitive and to be very well informed about kind of the musical sphere that a collaborator is from, like if and so in the case with Ali, he is from Lahore, Pakistan. He and I have known each other for I want to say at least 7 years. I met him and played on stage with him 7 years ago randomly when he was sitting in with Atash, and I think we played a gig. He sang with Indamaj once at Russian House years ago. So I've known him. And then we got back when I got back from the Atlas Maior tour in 2018 in Europe. I had a barbecue, and Mohammed Barouzi, who you just had on, brought Ali to my house.
Nice.
And he texted me. He's like, "Is it okay if Ali Pervez comes to your house? I want to know if it's okay." And I was like, "Mohammed, of course it's okay. Bring Mohammed." So, I mean, bring Ali. Mohammed, bring Ali. So he came by, and we connected. We had this beautiful conversation about him. He was touring a lot of the past 3 years. He's been quite busy.
And that's him in the middle right there,
That's
right?
him in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm just to give you a little bit of backstory. So we wanted to do a collaboration. That collaboration turned into the formation of Nazuk, and I want to read this because Ali is not on this call, and I want to be able to represent him to my best of my ability that I can, because through the conversations that I've had with him and through some of the research that I've done. So Nazuk is originally a Kafi song. Now, Kafi is a type of Sudanese. Not Sudanese. Is a type of Sufi poetry. Okay, and Nazuk was originally written by Khawaja Ghulam Farid, who was a prolific poet from the 19th century in the southwestern part of Pakistan. Okay, so he died in 1901. Farid died in 1901. And Nazuk is the lyrics in the Kafi tradition are specifically about the women who live in what is colloquially known as the Rohi Desert in Pakistan. The Rohi Desert, like if you Google Rohi Desert, Rohi, you will see Cholistan Desert is the formal name, Cholistan Desert. So this song was written, over 100 years ago. And Nazuk, this poetry was reinterpreted by Ali's father, Ustad Parvez Mehdi. So this song has a lot of meaning to Ali. His father recorded it, I believe, in the 80s.
Oh,
I've been trying to find this recording. It's very difficult to find a lot of information about this recording. So his father he recorded this, and when we were talking about the collaboration, this was one of the tunes that he had sent me and that I shared with Josh Peters, and we decided to kind of reimagine and recreate this song. And I think it's very interesting because Ali is a musician who comes from a tradition with from a culture with many different traditions and many different music forms. His father is a singer in the ghazal tradition, which is a vocal tradition in Pakistan that is very old. It goes back to the 7th century, back to the Islamic world. The ghazal poetry
over 1,000 years old. That's fascinating.
It came to Persia, and then in the 12th century, it came to the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so there's a lot of history to unpack, and it's taken a lot of work to really represent that. But the thing I will say about Ali, he's very open to new ideas and new collaborations, and it was it felt very effortless. We came up with some ideas. We said, hey, well, why don't we try something very different with the tune? What do you think of this? We went back and forth. We came up with an arrangement, an actual form based on his lines and what he was organically feeling on the piano. Peters came up with a phenomenal arrangement. We both worked on that, and we actually have a set of changes, and then that began this new chapter for this song. And so it's a reimagining of a very old song.
Let's, if you don't mind, Joshua, let's listen to a little bit. I'm gonna play an excerpt from the video, about a minute and a half or so. If you're watching, you just arrived, thank you. We're so happy to see you guys, whatever you may be. We are here with Atlas Maior. magnificent band here from Austin, Texas. We've been talking about a lot of stuff, but now we're talking music with this new release called Nazuk. Let's see a little bit of the studio process. Hopefully Facebook won't take us out of the air, but let's try. Here it goes.
Well, what do y'all think? Is that
I think that's
a keeper?
I think either one of those for drums is a keeper.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. So you guys are in the studio there.
Yeah.
And where was this studio?
King Electric.
Yeah.
King Electric. Right. Was it here in Austin?
Here in Austin, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks beautiful. Yeah, I see that. It's nice to see the process and see what a fabulous, amazing voice. He has a privileged voice.
नाजुक नाजुक जटियां विच रोहित रांदियां नाजुक
This is fascinating. Let's just keep listening for a little bit more and then we'll.
नाजुक 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 जटियां नाजुक नाजुक
This is Atlas Maior. Nazuk. We'll hear a little bit more soon after we're done with our conversation. Guys, what a beautiful opportunity to work with him, to work, to bring a millennial tradition into a modern, space, and for you guys to be involved in the arranging of the tune, and for you guys to really have this collaborative process with a master Pakistani singer, and for you guys to have that happen in the heart of Texas. That is truly fantastic. That really to me speaks volumes of the importance of Atlas Maior as a band to our scene. That you guys are really not just doing the music, but always pushing yourselves. That is commendable. You're always pushing. You always try to see what can I do better. How can I outdo myself in a way? But just beautiful. I love the song. I hope that if folks go to your website that I have listed below, they can find a bit more about Nazuk, a little bit more about.
Yeah. I mean, Nazuk is being released this Friday on Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, all digital outlets. So it drops, this Friday.
Amazing. Hey,
we also have another track with Ali. Second one being released in October on the 16th of October. It's a Friday. Yeah.
I definitely gonna be listening to that when I have a show with Julie Slim next week. I will be. I'll be mentioning your song as well. And I just wanted to say hi to Jonathan, because Jonathan was he's just saying, give you guys props there.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Once again, hi Aaron, once again, hello. Just good to have folks tuning in. So what do you want folks to, now that's either for the folks that know about you, and for the folks that are just finding out about Atlas Maior today, para as pessoas que já conheciam vocês e também para as pessoas que estão conhecendo vocês hoje, what do you want them to know about your music in general? What is something that maybe even the folks that know you already, if there was a message that you wanted to leave us with today,
I think something to think about with Atlas Maior is that we never want to lose touch of imagination and possibilities within music. And the sound has changed, and it will continue to change, and it embodies the spirit of life and of personal growth and of creativity. And we're all trying to challenge ourselves to do something, not for the sake of just doing something new, but for the sake of the journey of discovering something in a different way that maybe shapes the way that we live our lives.
I love that. I love that. And because I know you guys, and when you say that, it's like, yeah, that's it. That really is it. And Josh, you came to Atlas Maior in 2017, and for you has been almost 3 years of a journey. How even though we are in quarantine and things slow down, how do you see the journey ahead for the band?
Well, it's pretty exciting. I think right now we're working on a lot of new music, more than I often, like, when we take inventory of like all these new tunes that we've got that we're kind of chewing on right now. It always kind of amazes me. I'm like, oh wow, we got that, and we got that, and we got oh wow, we got all this stuff, and it's all really exciting. And we have some new things that we're working on right now that are really pushing us all in really good ways. It's pushing us as composers and as arrangers and as performers. We're writing things that are kind of hard to do in some cases, and that's
well,
really
you were talking about time signatures in 17 or things like that sometimes the beautiful thing about it for me as a musician and as a fan of your band is I am not focusing on the complexity. I am focusing on just the music, and I'm listening and having a listening experience. Of course, if I want to get bogged down and start counting, I'll have fun. But I love how you make complexity harmonious, or not just harmonious. How you make complexity interesting, and make it's not for complexity's sake.
No, and we're always trying to, at least me, I can speak for myself in that. I'm always trying to write music and perform music in a way where my musician ego is getting out of the way, and I'm allowing the creativity to just channel through me and do what it's going to do. And if it's simple, it's simple, and if it's complex, it's complex, but it's serving the music. It's serving the music, and it's serving the group. It's serving it's making everyone writing things and performing things in such a way that showcases everyone's natural voice, and makes the and makes the sound hot and sexy and beautiful and delicious. That's what we want.
Liliana's in the house.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't, I think that's amazing. Guys, I want to thank you for the community, for the connection. Thank you for your music and your hard work. At times we are out in the weeds as creators, and we it can be very alone. So just know that your music matters, your creativity matters, and since you're writing so much music, in the future I'm gonna make you a challenge. Write a song that me and Bruno, the Brazilian percussionist, have me and Bruno in a tune. Let's Brazilianize some Atlas Maior.
Let's do it, man. We've done that for like too many years now.
Yeah, so I got a challenge. It's public challenge. These guys here on the call, they have 1 year. 1 year from now, if they don't send me and Bruno a track, I'm gonna hunt them down. But thanks so much, and thanks for everybody that commented. Once again, thank you, Jonathan and Aaron, and thanks, Jackie, for the Magical Helpers tip. I'll check it out so that whenever, with all of the advice that I got from Josh, if you want some tips on booze making, or if you want just some great music, please visit Atlas Maior. Send this gentleman an email, and anywhere you happen to me, thank you for your time, and we are going to
thank you, Freddy. Thank you.
we are going to end, guys, playing a little bit more of Nazuk, which is your new release, it's what a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.
Brother.
Thank you.
Yes, you are welcome. I look forward to having you guys back here in a few weeks, whenever you guys got some new music. But for now, big hugs, and let's listen to some Nazuk.
नाज़क नाज़क जट्टियां विच रोहीद रांदियां नाज़क नाज़क जट्टियां नाज़क 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 जट्टियां चलावणकारी गुजड़ेती चलावणकारी सै दिल भट्टियां नाजुक नाजुक जट्टियां.
Enjoy this beautiful voice and playing Atlas Maior.
कर दर्द मदां को जख्मी कर कर दर्द मदां को जख्मी हाय हाय बंधन न पट्टियां नाजक नाजक जट्टियां नाजक 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 जट्टियां नाजक नाजक जट्टियां. विच रोई दे रांदियां ओए नाज़क नाज़क जट्टियां
Beautiful music of Atlas Maior. We just had a conversation with Please support the band by visiting atlasmaior.com. This is world-class singing here, guys. Support music before it's all done.
जटियां
What a special time with Josh and Joshua. And I mean, this is world-class music indeed. Essa é a música que nos une, né? The music that unites us. There's no borders that music knows of. It's all world music, baby. Willie Nelson is world music. Bruce Springsteen is world music. Sonic Youth, that's so world music. It's all world music, baby. We may as well call everything world music. We are floating in a spaceship. We are in an earth ship. P-Funk, Funkadelic, Parliament, they are all correct in their assessment of the mothership. Let's protect our mothership. Let's be kind to our mothership. And it starts with being kind to ourselves. I have had a hard time being kind to myself. Oh yeah, just always rushing myself, not listening to myself, eating a bunch of crap. That's me. But hey, one day at a time. Today I did pretty good. I am so happy to be able to bring you guys connection, music, and creatives, interesting people every week. I want to share with you the next week on Tuesday. Yay! We will have Julie Slim here. I'm going to have a conversation with Julie. Julie is a jazz singer here in Austin, Texas. She is a Lebanese immigrant here in the United States. She has a fabulous voice. She has been playing in our scene, building community, and she will also talk to us about what is happening in Lebanon right now, in solidarity with the people of Lebanon, in Solidariedad. So we will be focusing on talking to a talented woman, an immigrant that will share with us stories about Lebanon, the beauty of that country, and give us an opportunity to really know what's happening there, right? Because she's keeping her ears to the ground, organized alongside with Atlas Maior and Indy Maj. They organized a benefit for Lebanon. I believe that was almost 2 weeks ago. It was highly successful benefit. Just one of the many ways that musicians bring connection. Musicians keep giving and giving and giving, and that's a beautiful thing. So tune in on Tuesday, next Tuesday, in 6 days from today, and 6 dias de hoje. Tune in for my conversation with Julie, where we're going to talk about Lebanon. We're going to talk about French jazz. It's going to be amazing. I want to see you then. Hey, there is a baby cultural center being born in Austin, Texas. If you like Brazilian culture, se você gosta da cultura brasileira em Austin, Si le gusta la cultura de Brasil y vives en Austin, Texas, if you're interested, you can visit their website, Cultura Brasil Austin, and they have classes for kids. They will be planning festivals, cultural festivals. So do you want to help in planning a Brazilian cultural festival? Do you want to be part of it? Reach out. Cultura Brasil Austin. That's nice. Hey, this is happening very soon. Musicians, band leaders have come together here in Austin to build our own table of representation. World music often gets treated really bad in music circles, and we want to change that in our local level. We want equal representation in Austin stages and in the business of music in Austin. So a group of band leaders is giving birth to the Austin World Beat Alliance. Yay! Tune in for that, because there's going to be a lot of stuff. Once again, obrigado, thank you, beijo, kisses. Thank you for Atlas Maior, who were here today. We just heard a beautiful song from Atlas Maior. Muito obrigado. Love you, love you, love you. And I would like to announce to you guys that this work that we are doing every Tuesday, there's Frederico on the special graphics. The other Frederico is on the sound there. There's a Frederico here on the camera. We got about 5 Fredericos here putting the show together. And we are going to be on TV. Yay! If you get your content from any of those logos that you see there, you have one of those devices, or you subscribe to any of those services that you see on the screen, you will be able to see this moment, this show, every Tuesday at 7 with Frederico7, music and interviews with amazing people. Obrigado. Thank you so much. Yeah, all of this work that we have been doing, now folks are interested in the showcasing, so that's great. Olha aí quem tá aí. Olha quem chegou. Olha quem chegou, o Omid Askilarjani. He's in the house. That's right. Omid is in the house. You gotta check out. I had a great interview with Omid a few weeks ago. I call him an anthropologist, a cultural anthropologist, an artist. He doesn't have the anthropology degree, but he does more in anthropology than most people I know. Oi, Omid, você é o cara. And to be honest, guys, here it goes. I need to tell you that you need to visit wearmysprings.com. If you are interested in a very unique apparel, in athleisure that is inspired by Barton Springs. So the designs of Barton Springs, the geometric designs of our Barton Springs in Austin. So if you want to own a little piece of Barton Springs in your clothing, you want to wear a little bit of Barton Springs, that's what you do. You go to Wear My Springs and you check it out. This is really, 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 really awesome quality clothing, and you will not get these designs anywhere. I guarantee it, right? So, muito importante, what is very important, we need to help our local artists. Temos que ajudar os nossos artistas locais, our creatives, our local creatives, and so yes, check it out if you're in the market for a sportswear or athleisure wear. Please go to Wear My Springs and give Omid your business, your love, and walk around Austin representing the designs of our Barton Springs. Just do the right thing, right? We just heard this song by Atlas Maior, is their new release called Nazuk. You can support their band and you can get more information in atlasmaior.com. They are awesome. Awesome. And if you want to help me to keep putting this show you can send a tip, a contribution at my PayPal or my Venmo that is probably scrolling down the screen. If you do the YouTube thing, it's very helpful for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll tell you why. When you reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, you can actually begin to monetize, to make a little bit of money from your videos. I just started my YouTube channel a few weeks ago. It's growing like a little plant. I think there's 44 special subscribers right now. Visit bit.ly. He's gonna scroll down, but you can visit that link in a moment and help me out. Visit the YouTube channel. Muito obrigado. Muito obrigado. And yes, next Tuesday, I'm gonna be on every Tuesday. We're gonna be on TV, on cable TV. Hey, Mom, I'm on TV. Tô na televisão. Ui, que chique. Amazing. Thank you so very much, guys. For your presence today. Next Tuesday, not Wednesday, but next Tuesday in 6 days, the show has Julie. Yes, looking forward to talking about Lebanon and with an amazing French jazz singer, Lebanese-American immigrant, and good friend, Julie Slim. So tune in. You want to tune in next week for sure. Okay. Oh, we got hearts. We got comments from people. We got people that are saying hello, and that's always fun. If you're around and you want to say hi, yeah, please do so. Oh yeah, we are out and about. Muito obrigado, gente. I am going to play one more song for you before the show is over. It's been a great show today. It was great. I gonna remind everyone that this show today is in remembrance of iconic woman. And I'm embodying the iconic woman in the presence, in the person of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, in memoriam. And for also all the iconic women out there, my family, we lost an iconic woman last month. I had a show that I dedicated to my mother-in-law, Joyce Clements. We attended her memorial service this last weekend. It was a beautiful service, and she is very much an iconic woman that we lost in my family. And when we lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg as a nation, regardless of your politics, it's not about politics, it's about the fact that she was an amazing justice and an American citizen. So today's show has been remembering Ruth Bader Ginsburg, an iconic woman, and also today's show has been in remembrance, in homage, and in respect to the family of Breonna Taylor, to the memory of Breonna Taylor, and love to all of my friends and family and folks who are people of color, black bodies, specifically to my black friends, because when things happen in the way that they happen today, it feels like our community and our world is out to exterminate us, right? And when someone is murdered inside her own house and the killers walk with a slap in their wrist, there is a feeling that nothing is safe out there. And the anxiety, desperation is overwhelming. And for my friends that have kids that are black and brown children, how can we explain to them what is happening, right? So this is not about a politics, this is not a political show, but these are the facts. Breonna Taylor was murdered inside her house, and the killers walked away with a slap in the wrist. And this is America. So please vote, make your voices heard. And yes, this show has been in dedication to iconic women today, such as Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Obrigado, gente. If you're in Brazil, Mexico, America Latina, Europa, Angola, anywhere in the United States, Canada, aqui in Austin, all of our Austin friends, much love to you. We do this every week. I will leave you now for the end of the show. I'm going to say goodbye with a song. Recently wrote this song, and I've been playing here on my show every once in a while. This is a performance just acoustically. I am in the process of recording and working on this song with a full band. Some amazing musicians. It's a surprise. So I'm not going to tell you who I'm putting this song together because it's a big surprise. Yeah, some big names that I'm working with on the next two songs that I'm putting out together. And this song is called Truth is Power. You're going to see an acoustic version to end the show today. I think we need truth because the truth liberates us. I love you. Muito obrigado. See you next week. Next week on cable. Wow, oh my gosh, here too. I'll be here on YouTube, but can you imagine? We're going to be all over the place next week. Thank you for your love. Enjoy Truth is Power. Have a great week ahead. One day at a time. Obrigado. Oi, 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 yeah. Agora sim. Oh, que bom que você veio. Que bom que você retornou. Oh, truth is power. I liberate myself. Now's the hour. In full bloom display of flower. I shall tire. Never gonna stay away for long. Falling towers. Getting stronger, my core self. Little boy's got nobody else. Stronger, my core self. Little girl, she's got nobody else. Você já pode vir pra casa. Você não tem que ter medo. Não, não, não. Não, não, não. Você não tem que ter medo, não. Truth is power. I liberate myself. Now's the hour. In full bloom display of flower. I shall tire. Never gonna go away for long. Falling power. Getting stronger inside myself. Little boy's got nobody else. Stronger. Little girl, she's got somebody else. Agora sim. Oh, eh, 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 eh. Oh, 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 eh, eh. La ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya. No doubt you drown in joy infused by souls that brought you love and pain. Now walk back to yourself through the roots of truth to set you free. No doubt you drown in love infused by souls that brought you joy and pain. Walk back to yourself through the roots of truth to set you free. Truth is power. Liberate myself. Now's the hour. In full bloom display the flower. I shall tire.
never gonna go away for long. Falling towers, getting stronger in my core self. Little girl, she's got somebody else, stronger in my core self. Little boy, he's got nobody else. Soul brought to joy and pain. Now walk back through yourself, through the roots of truth. Now you joy infused my soul that brought you joy and pain. Now walk back through yourself, through the roots of truth to set you free. Truth is power. Você já pode vir pra casa, você não tem que ter medo. Você já pode vir pra casa, você não tem que ter medo, não, não, não. Você já pode vir pra casa, você não tem que ter medo.